This is the penultimate song of the album. It's called Sign on the Wall. It's definitely very ambiguous in terms of it's open to interpretation, I would say. Judging by the lyrics, it's written in third person. Be interesting to know who that person is. But yeah, take it away, Kim. Tell us about this one.
Well, I don't know who the third person is.
All right. Well, if you don't know.
The third person could be anybody. It's not really relevant. It's somebody that knows this person who is the subject of the song.
Okay.
Okay. So let's have a look at it. There's a sign on the wall, no answer when I call. So he's gone to his place in the sun. Right. Place in the sun. Now, what do you think that could mean?
Instantly it reminds me of that programme, that TV programme, Place in the Sun. But Place in the Sun, I guess, a kind of heavenly place, the best place you can be in when you're experiencing ultimate happiness. So I guess my idea of a place in the sun would be if I was really successful, financially stable, in love, very supported.
Okay.
So that's my kind of opinion of it. But then are you referring to more spiritual meaning as in heaven, or?
I think what you've just explained is you're halfway there.
Abundance.
Yes.
Living in abundance.
That's certainly it. I mean, what Jesus said, wasn't it? I've come to give. I can't remember the phrase, but it's
anyway.
Abundance. An abundant life. Yes. So yeah, that could be an interpretation. It's not precisely the interpretation that I had in mind, but it's close.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to sort of try and explain what I mean by place in the sun. The central sun in this galaxy is where all the power, all the spiritual power comes from. It's a sort of like, it's where God is. So the place in the sun is a spiritual summit, if you like. It's a place where everything is wonderful.
And is there a name for this place?
I mentioned earlier in a previous description of a song, I mentioned about the different dimensions. I mentioned the third dimension. I said that we're moving into the fifth dimension right now. It's happening. A lot of change is happening. The place in the sun would probably be the ninth dimension. So it's a place where you go once you've ascended, once you've learned all your lessons on planet Earth. And it's a place of happiness, it's a place of abundance, it's a place of total freedom. It's everything that we would want as human beings.
Also, I think we should pick out the first line. There's a sign on the wall. What do you mean by that? Like, sign nobody's home?
Yeah.
Sign stop cleaning?
Yeah, what is actually written on that sign that's on the wall is really indicative of I'm not here. You know, go next door, knock on the door. If you want to know who I am, go next door.
You've ascended.
Go next door and they'll tell you. Yeah, that's what it means. In other words,
right, okay.
I'm not here. But if you want to know where I am, go next door and knock. Yeah. Something to that effect on the sign.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. You could obviously interpret that as he's got a holiday home somewhere nice. You know, that could be one interpretation. And I don't rule that out. I don't rule that out as an interpretation. It could be that. But what was in my mind was a place where there's permanent happiness and permanent abundance, as you mentioned earlier. Yeah.
And do you feel like you've experienced this other dimension that you're referring to?
Not in this incarnation. No, I haven't. I'm hoping that I will have that place in the sun, which could mean many different things. While I'm still here and I'm not passed on, you know. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's somebody that's actually. I'm not going to use.
It's not literal. It's ambiguous, really.
It's symbolic, really.
Yeah.
It's symbolic. It could be they've passed. You know, they've gone to heaven. It could be that. It could mean that. But it doesn't have to mean that. It's just that they've gone to a higher place where everything is great. It could be a community of people, you know, that live in a certain way, you know.
So did you have a vision of this song, almost? Have you had a vision of your kind of higher place?
If I want a higher place, I'll create one in my mind.
But for this song, literally, have you seen the vision of this ascended place in your mind?
Not necessarily, no. You can create
it's just
whatever,
interesting to know.
You can create whatever you want. I do have a place in the sun in Cornwall.
Literally.
Yeah, I do. It's a
beautiful place.
It's a place that in my head I've built it, and I go there when I'm. So yeah, that could be my place in the sun, where everything's wonderful. I'm playing my music, all my friends come around, and it's just great. It's just heavenly, but it's on Earth. So wouldn't we all like to have that on Earth? A place in the sun.
Definitely, in this weather.
So it's where so let's just carry on with that. Where it shines all the time, where it's great, where it's wonderful, where everything's happy. And people are so kind. Wouldn't that be nice? There his new life has begun. So he's no longer in the old world, he's in the new world, the one he wants to be in. Not the one that's present or the one that's past, but the one that he really wants. The world that he has created himself in his own mind.
There's almost like an element of escapism in this as well.
Oh, absolutely. Totally.
But I do like this one. I think we can all relate to it.
I think we can, yeah. I wrote a song for my band First Things First many years ago. It was called The Valley of Venus, and it was all about this sort of place. The song was about a place where you go, you know, when you're not happy, when you want something nicer and you want to be in a place in permanent bliss. So it's a similar idea to that First Things First song. So let's just progress through a bit more.
Of course, go for it.
Go for it, right. Verse 2, he's not taking any calls from the world beyond his walls. He's free to fly where he pleases. He's at peace in this place, in the love of its embrace, a paradise, I'm sure you'd agree. So, is there anything there, Olivia, that you want to comment on?
Yeah, he's free to fly where he pleases. Are you imagining literally like angelic wings, or is it more symbolic in terms of feeling free?
Could be both.
Could be both.
Could be one or the other. Could be both. Yeah. I certainly I love my flying dreams. I don't know if you have any flying dreams, but I love mine.
I've had the opposite. I've had the ones where you fall. That's awful. I've had a few of those in my time. It's normally when I'm going through like extreme change, falling off a building. Awful.
Okay.
But it'd be nice to have the positive ones.
Yeah. Right, we now come to the chorus. So he's had his fill of lack, so I doubt he'll be back to all this sorrow and pain. His karma's been paid for this life anyway, so I think in the sun he'll stay. I think that's fairly self-explanatory. We've been down the karma route before, I think, with some of the songs. Fill of lack is a world where, you know, everything, we're not being looked after properly, you know, where we're working ourselves to death in order to pay the bill. That's what I'm referring to, where we're not having the things that we really want.
The opposite to abundance, which...
The opposite.
Yeah.
Lack is the opposite to abundance.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's the old world. He's left that behind. He can see so far from here, all the dots connect, it's clear. So the illusions, the world of illusions, he's gone beyond that. He's broken through the mist that covers the earth, which is a world of illusions, where we can't see what's really going on. He's broken through that mist.
All the dots connect as in he realises now. He's had a realisation.
You can see everything's connected. Everything connects. It's a bit like if you imagine yourself standing on another planet, say Venus, which is our sister planet.
As you do.
As you do. And you look down on the Earth and you can see the whole thing. You see the big picture. And you can see everybody running around and you can say, crikey, what's going on down there? They're all mad.
So
it's crazy.
Clarity, he's got clarity.
So he can see the big picture. He can see what's really happening. He can see the truth. He can see the truth. Verse 3. He can see so far from here, all the dots connected, it's clear, swimming in the river of life. Life is a river. Nothing stands still. Everything keeps moving on. There is no standstill. When life stands still, you become spiritually stuck.
What do you mean by spiritually stuck?
You don't evolve spiritually. You don't progress. You don't move higher up the spiritual staircase.
And how do you get to the point of not being spiritually stuck, if somebody was to ask you that?
Well, this goes back really to the song Dark Rolls. Now, in Dark Rolls, I'll give you an actual example. In the North American Indians, in what is now America and parts of Canada, they were, very tribally based organisation there. And they were always fighting among each other. Right? They weren't, and they got to the point, although they're very spiritual people, naturists believe in nature, don't kill more animals than you need, and you respect the animal life, you respect the trees, the rivers, and everything that God's provided, you treat with respect. So they were spiritual in that sense. But they hadn't gone past the point of being entirely loving to each other. So there was a lot of tribal warfare, stealing and each other's women and all the rest of it, They become spiritually stuck because they've been like that for many, many hundreds of years. And so it was decided that to get them unstuck, they would allow America to be opened up to the white man. And the white man came in. One might say there was positives and there were negatives. There were certainly elements of dark roles being played there in the conflicts between the Indian nations and the American government and the cavalry and what have you. Certain films were made. I remember seeing one it's called Soldier Blue in the 70s. It was so bad I had to walk out of the cinema. This happened, and they became unstuck. They awoken. And in awakening, they became not so much tribal, but they became an Indian nation as opposed to Indian tribes. Does that explain that?
I was not really, because I was talking about a day-to-day. Right now, if I said I was spiritually stuck, how would you advise I would get out of that?
That's a very individual question, and one would have to.
Well, just for people watching.
Well, I think that there are certain things you can do. You can meditation's a good one. Realise. Do some spiritual study, as I've done for many, many years. There's loads and loads of places you can go to on the web. Just put in spiritual teachings in the web. Go from there. Okay. That might help somebody watching, maybe. I don't know. Okay, so where were we now? Swimming in the... He has clarity of mind, all the mist's been left behind, all the illusions have gone. As he follows the path ever higher, that's the spiritual evolution I'm talking about, the spiritual staircase, which is a continuation. It keeps going on and on and on and on and on.
And that's...
Like the rest of it.
I mean, I can do it. Do you want to dissect each verse?
Let's have a look.
Okay.
So he wishes you could see how wonderful it is in his world. That would be great. No fear, all love, joy, happiness, abundance, wonderful. Basking in the warm glow of love. And then, right at the end, there's no sign on the wall. It's the sign's fallen off.
Yeah, so what do you mean by that?
The sign's
As in
fallen.
the sign's not
It's-
needed.
It's physically fallen off because so much time has elapsed that the thing's got rotten
Right.
and fallen off.
I mean, that could also mean it's not needed anymore. He doesn't need to prove to anybody.
Yes, it could mean that. Well done. Yes, it could mean that.
Well done.
I never thought of that, but that's a good point. And I'll answer if you call. So he's at his place in the sun. So he's definitely there.
Yeah.
Right, he's not being back.
So he doesn't even need a sign, doesn't he?
He's not being back.
Justification.
Yeah, I wonder if he'll be back. So we put the
Okay.
question to fix the broken glass and cracks. So the house obviously is in a state of disrepair as time has taken its toll upon the structure. Though I'm thinking his time here is done.
That is a beautiful song. I've got to say, I do like that one.
This one is done with just a piano accompaniment. And a certain lady, whose name we've mentioned before, is going to be singing this.
Lovely. Well, I'm looking forward to that. Thank you, Kim.
My pleasure.